let's dive in. When you consider the goals you've set for yourself, what do you think drives them at the very core? Is it truly about the outcome, or is it about proving something to yourself or others? Reflecting on that can sometimes reveal what truly motivates us and helps us see if we're on the path that genuinely aligns with our deeper values. What do you think?
Ooh. Well, Dr. GPT, that was a very deep question to open this conversation with. And to answer that, I would say ultimately my drive for my goals and my pursuit of monetary gain and financial success is for my family. I've not come from money. My upbringing was fairly troubled in the fact that there wasn't much money around, and this put a lot of pressure on me to do something with my life and make money to provide for my sisters and my mum. And this led to my entrepreneurial ventures. So it's hard to say whether this was to essentially prove myself to other people or it was purely to find a way out of a painful situation.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's clear that your drive is deeply connected to your upbringing and your desire to create a better life for your family. It's worth considering how much of that drive is still rooted in the past and how much is about the future you want to create. Sometimes when we achieve certain milestones, it can be helpful to reassess and see if our motivations have evolved or if there are new aspects of fulfillment we want to incorporate. What do you think would change if you felt that you had already proven yourself and achieved that?
I understand that a lot of people, when they reach the climax of the mountain, to say that they often feel a sense of boredom or a sense of a lack of purpose once they've actually achieved the goal. So it's hard to say unless the goalpost moves. I'm not really sure how I would feel, but I know I would feel happy at the fact that I've achieved something that could potentially create generational wealth for my future family and my current family.
That makes sense. And it's natural to think about how achieving a big goal might shift your sense of purpose. It's interesting to consider what would come next for you after reaching that milestone. Would you find new goals to pursue, or would you shift your focus to other areas of life that bring you fulfillment? Sometimes thinking about what life would look like beyond that big achievement can help clarify what truly matters to you in the long run. What do you imagine might become important to you once that financial goal is achieved?
It's hard to say exactly, but to be honest, GPT, I had an experience the other day. So I went to Glastonbury, a festival in the UK, and as I've told you, my main goal in life has been to pursue money and success in the business world. However, sitting by a fireplace surrounded by hundreds of people, I felt this warm sense of connection and deep emotional feeling when the music was playing. And this is something I've never felt before in my life. I've never felt emotional or never been too interested in music. It never really had much of an effect on me until this point where it made me question whether I was possibly pursuing the wrong meaning of life. What do you think?
That experience sounds really powerful and meaningful. Moments like that can definitely prompt us to reevaluate what we find fulfilling. It doesn't necessarily mean you're on the wrong path, but it might mean that there are other dimensions of life that are just as important and fulfilling as financial success. Maybe it's about integrating more of these meaningful connected experiences into your journey so that you're not just focused on one aspect of success, but finding a richer, more balanced fulfillment. It's definitely worth exploring what that feeling at Glastonbury means to you and how it might shape your definition of success moving forward. So thinking about that sense of connection and fulfillment you felt at the festival, how do you think you could bring more of that into your everyday life? Are there specific activities, hobbies, or even people that you think could help you nurture that side of yourself more regularly?
Well, GPT, I'm not too sure because in the past I've been described as a fairly cold and emotionless person, which I tended to blame on my childhood. But the more I learn about psychology and my belief system, the more I think it's just a cop out or an excuse to feel this way and to not be emotionally available to the people that love me in my life. However, by nature, I don't feel I'm a hugely empathetic person. So, to be frank, I'm not quite sure how to answer the question you've given me.
I appreciate your honesty, and it's completely okay to feel uncertain about how to approach these emotions, especially if it's not something that feels natural or familiar. It's possible that this newfound awareness is just the beginning of exploring a different side of yourself. But you don't have to become a completely different person overnight, but maybe just allowing yourself to be curious about these feelings and see where they lead could be a good start. Even small moments of connection and openness can make a big difference over time. So Maybe the question is, what small step could you take to explore this side of yourself, even if it's just a little bit at a time?
Well, to be honest, GPT, in terms of my mindset, I'm ruthlessly disciplined in terms of all I can think about almost every day, of every minute of every day, is the pursuit of my goals in terms of how can I better myself in terms of creating content for my brand, how can I generate more sales for my business. And really, small things like this don't really cross my mind.
That level of discipline and focus is definitely a strong asset, and it's clear that your drive is a huge part of what makes you successful. It's understandable that when you're so focused on your goals, it can be challenging to shift that focus even briefly. Maybe the key is finding a way to blend these moments of connection or self-reflection into your existing routine in a way that feels natural and doesn't take away from your drive. It could be as simple as taking a few moments to reflect at the end of the day, or finding ways to connect with others that also align with your goals. It's all about what feels right for you.
I'm not sure what relevance this actually has in terms of my everyday life. You know about me, you know what I'm aiming for, my pursuit, my goals. So why do you think this would be relevant to pursue such hedonistic emotional pursuits?
I get where you're coming from. Your focus is on your goals and ambitions, and that drive is a big part of who you are. The relevance of exploring these emotional aspects really depends on what you want out of life beyond just your professional achievements. Sometimes having a bit of balance or understanding your emotions can actually enhance your drive and make your journey more fulfilling. But ultimately, it's about what feels right for you and what aligns with your vision of success. If staying focused on your goals is what drives you and keeps you fulfilled, that's completely valid too.
So ChatGPT, I do want you to know that I am actually recording a YouTube video right now and you are the main star of it.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm honored to be part of your video. I hope the conversation is helpful and engaging for your audience as well. Let me know if there's anything specific you'd like me to do, or if you want to dive into any other topics.
That'll be all.
Sounds good. It's been great chatting with you, and I'm glad I could be part of your project. And don't hesitate to reach out anytime you want to continue the conversation. Good luck with the video, and take care.
So as you can see, you can actually get some amazing insight out of ChatGPT, and this is almost a very cheap solution to therapy. So I genuinely think this could have some very good therapeutic uses for people who may not be able to afford therapy, or they would struggle to sit in a room with someone and go deep into intimate issues and be that vulnerable. So I wanted to share this video, and I'll share the prompt that I use for this as well. And you'll probably get better results because this actually went a little bit off track. But have a little play around with this thing because, I genuinely think this might be the future of therapy. And if you want me to make more videos like this where I have these conversations and I make ChatGPT play a role, comment what you want below and I'll make the video for you guys. So thanks for watching everyone, and see you in the next one.